So you're starting out in tech sales and you want to get understanding of how do customers buy? How does anyone sell software? Every time I'll have a conversation with somebody that doesn't work in tech sales or has no idea what software sales is, I generally give them a brief breakdown in very simple terms of how you sell software to a company. So unlike business to customer sales, tech sales, you're selling to organizations. Think of organizations like a McDonald's or an organization like Walmart. Every organization or company out there is using some type of software. I don't care if it's a mom and pop to large Apple level type company, everyone's using some type of software. And that's why the market for tech sales is so lucrative. There's not much overhead, so your biggest overhead as a business is your sales and your engineering company that you have to pay for. Outside of that, when you're going in and you're selling this software, you have to understand how the business procures, how they buy. So typically they'll have technical stakeholders that you're selling or prospecting into, and the BDR or the business development rep or the SDR sets the meeting to essentially get you in the door, introduced to a specific technical stakeholder. That could be a chief technology officer all the way down to a mid-level director to a technology manager. Now, it gets more and more tricky, but for the sake of keeping this very simple and brief, that's a breakdown of, on the technical side, who you're selling to. Now, once you develop the use case that technical buyer needs to understand and prove out value internally, they'll take whatever you've provided them, and this could take 3 weeks or this could take 6 months depending on how big this deal is. They'll take that to a financial person within their arena, and they'll have to validate how much budget they have, or if they have to pull from other departments. Every company has a set amount of budget that's laid out before the year even starts, and anytime that exceeds that, depending on how much that software is, depending how big the problem is, and this is why I always tell my clients when I'm coaching them or people that are looking to break into tech sales, is you need to identify a very costly problem. If you don't identify a business problem that costs a lot of money, you can't retire a large deal. If a company only has a $100,000 problem, the solution that they'll buy will definitely be less, right? It'll be a 10K solution that you offer them to sell or procure. But if you identify $1 million problem, let's say there's excessive potential cost savings around certain infrastructure that the technology department is using, and you've identified that and you've proved how your software will benefit that, you've got a 6-figure solution to be able to propose and essentially get over the fence and retire, which would be a really nice commission check. So essentially I provided a breakdown of, from then on, once that financial budget is validated and it's secured, you'll have conversations with a procurement officer or somebody on the order management side that will then validate the product that Anthony has provided with his team and his organization. It suffices. We've got the technical win. We can move forward and procure this. Their whole job is to negotiate with you and your organization to get the best price. Essentially, hopefully you've baked that in. I'll post more videos on what that process looks like in terms of negotiating. But again, for the sake of time, once that's procured, your deal is secured. It's easier said than done. Again, this process could take 3 weeks, it could take 6 months, or it could take a year. I know some deals that I've worked on is taking 9 to 12 months to close. So that's all in all to say that this is a very complex sell. You're not selling to just one stakeholder. The larger organization, the more teams you're looking to provide a solution for, looking to identify a problem, an overarching problem for the organization, so that you can retire a larger deal, receive a larger commission check, but at the same time provide even more impactful value. DM me if you have any other questions. Peace.